I finished building Tamiya's FJ Cruiser CC-01 kit. It's a pretty nice kit. It looks really good when it's all said and done and put together. Pretty basic, not a whole lot to it, but pretty fun to build all together. So I'm just going to talk about a few things that I noticed, how it went together, and just what I thought about the build.
Team Baxter.
I'm going to start with the chassis. Pop the lid off. And the chassis is pretty simple. It's got a basic kind of gear set going on in there underneath that cover there. Just a few large gears, just enough to transfer power to the front and rear, and not a whole lot else. This kit in particular comes with, I think a lot of Tamiya kits come with bushings instead of bearings, so all the bearings had to be replaced in this. No big deal. You can get them online or at your local hobby shop, but it's probably preferred to use the bearings rather than the bushings, all in the wheels and in the transmission where they require some moving parts, some bearings in there. So just switch the plastic bearings out for actual metal sealed bearings, and your kit will probably do a lot better. They'll definitely move a lot smoother, and you have less wear. There's ball joints everywhere on this kit, in the servo assembly, underneath, everywhere. I'm dropping a little bit of dirt off still from that first run, but yeah, there's ball joints everywhere holding the front steering together. That's typical, but ball joints on the little arms down here. Like I said, that's not unusual, but the ball joints here are a little tight. May not be so easy for some people to kind of get those on, but they get on. It's lots of extra parts. Pretty much anything that's small and you could drop and lose, or that may break with the little wear, they have an extra, at least one extra in. Like there's extra rod ends and extra screws for most things. So they did a good job of making sure you had things to repair and screws to replace missing screws if you happen to lose any while you're driving, just through regular wear and tear. It's a pretty easy kit. It's a lot easier if you don't use a hobby screwdriver and you go ahead and use a full-size screwdriver. When I say hobby screwdriver, I'm referring to this smaller style screwdriver. You use that a lot in the hobby world. Go ahead and use a full-size like toolbox screwdriver. That'll make the task a whole lot easier. I started building the kit with a hobby screwdriver, and it actually says in the manual use a suitably sized screwdriver. I switched up and it just was a lot easier. The screws go in a lot better. And the plastic it's not the hardest plastic. I wouldn't say it's not durable, but it's not the hardest plastic, and it's a lot easier when you got all your force behind that large screwdriver, and the nose fits into the grooves better. In this tub style chassis, you got a few electronics. You got your stock Tamiya brushless ESC, the TBLE02. That came with it. I decided to use that because why buy an ESC when one comes with the kit? I used the Hi-Tech 645 MG servo. Not much from Hi-Tech. Analog servo, metal gears. Not much you can ask for a CC-01. Does the job just fine. No complaints there. It'll do good, it'll stay doing good, and I won't have any worries. This is not a waterproof rig, so none of these electronics are waterproof. The motor is a stock 540 size motor. I'm not sure on the turn, maybe somewhere around 27 turn. It's got a little bit of pep to it, not too much. It gets a little speed going, but it has a little bit of torque as well. Probably too much torque for these tires. Not that it's a bad thing, just the tires aren't the best, but I'll talk about those a little bit later. Standard Spectrum SR300, SR200, SR201. It's all the same thing. This is a 3-channel. I won't be needing this here, but I actually had this already. I didn't go buy that, so if I ever come across a SR200, I'll probably switch it out for that. So just because I don't need the 3rd channel here, and I can use the 3rd channel elsewhere. Now to these tires, they're pretty stiff tires. There's no foam inside of these. These are the stock tires. They look a lot like I believe they're called mud thrashers that come from RC 4-wheel drive. 1.9 size tire. Not much to it, not sticky at all, pretty stiff, no foam. Not much to be said about the tires. The wheels are actually chrome, and I stripped those out to make them black, and I think they look better that way, and I'm happy with the way they turned out. Wouldn't change them. All these electronics are powered by this on-off switch. The light system is also powered by a switch that I installed myself on the other side. I'll talk about that later. It's connected with the mini Deans to the roof, and that's how you get it lit up. So onto the body, I'm gonna go ahead and connect up my power. You can see I've got the lights wired under there. Not much. Some white and amber LEDs up front, controller on the side, and 2 reds in the back. This mini Deans here is how I run the power. So before I put the top on, just connect this mini Deans. There you have continuity. Line these holes. I would suggest to find another method. This kit looks incredibly accurate until you cut holes in the body and put body posts through there. Other than that, it's a beautiful truck, and that kind of just throws the scale realism off a little bit. So I would probably advise against doing that. I kind of followed standard protocol when I did this and didn't really think about it till afterwards. And of course, after you cut your holes in your Lexan, it's pretty much a done deal, especially with trying to match paint and all. So I got it on there, and it doesn't look bad when it's running and all. It's not so noticeable. They're actually probably a ½ inch higher, and you have to cut them off, but whatever. So you got the body on. There's tons of detail on there. Stickers everywhere. Your stickers, you don't even actually pick up all the stickers because they blend in so well. There's stickers all around the windows, and it actually helps you with your paint in case you didn't do such a great job with your paint. There's a lot of lining stickers. All this is lined. I'm not saying I didn't do a good job with my paint, but if you didn't do a good job with your paint, there's lining stickers all the way around all the windows. Got your little vent stickers, Toyota logo up front. Just assorted stickers, things that just make the truck look a lot better. The back is probably my favorite part. It looks so accurate with the Toyota logos and the FJ Cruiser logo on the other side. It looks really good. But I guess that's kind of the point in building the FJ Cruiser. I chose the yellow scheme, honestly, because on the way to the hobby shop I had some other colors in mind. I was actually going to lean towards the purple, but I ended up saving the purple for another build. But on the way to the hobby shop, I was iffy about what color to paint it, and I passed the yellow FJ Cruiser exactly like this, and it was pretty much kind of like a sign to paint it this color. So that's what I ended up doing. I mimicked that FJ Cruiser. This is camel yellow from Tamiya, and it just fits perfectly. It looks exactly like the real life counterpart. In order to bring the body out, they have a few accessories. Your tail lights, your rearview mirrors, grill. I painted all of these, this is amber paint from Tamiya, clear orange actually I think it's called, flat black on the windows and mirrors, and clear red on the rear. And the reason I painted those is for this simple reason. Let me turn the truck on so I can get the lights. I installed a switch in the wheel well on the opposite side just to help me be able to turn these lights on and off at will. So that helps. In case I don't want to have the lights on at some point, I can just flick that switch and turn them on and off. Lights on, and there's the. That's the reason why I painted. If you can see the amber just kind of gleaming out of the side, it just brings that realism all together, for me at least. See how the back is lit up. And that's the Axial Simple LED kit with, like I said, when I had the body under, 2 white LEDs, and then I soldered on 2 amber LEDs that I also got from Axial, and just ran 2 red LEDs to the back, and that's pretty much the extent of the light work. Along the bumper, I painted black on the inside, but along the bumper I gave it a flat coat of flat on the outside, just to kind of give it a little bit more realism. I had a lot of fun with this build. It drives great. It has a good amount of speed to it, not too much. I don't want to be zipping through, but it has enough so that you're not walking faster than it. It has really smooth gears. It's just so smooth. I don't know if that's the way I lubed it or they changed the gearing up, but those gears in there are so smooth, and it's very quiet actually. Much quieter than the Jeep transmission I have with the same gears with a different plastic compound. These are much quieter. I'd just say it's a great choice. You can't go wrong with the CC-01 platform. It's been around forever, long before I was ever thinking about RCs. The kit has a good look to it. It's fairly accurate to the, very accurate to the real life counterpart. I enjoyed the kit, and I'd highly recommend it to anybody who would be thinking about getting one. So that's the Tamiya CC-01 FJ Cruiser.